A rich retired gamer is sitting in his chair complaining how he's bored from how rich he is. Cause you know us gamers, two things we always have, money and women. Then suddenly there's news that a large sinkhole appeared from the ground, and a prompt pops up in front of his face inviting him to join the tutorial world. In disbelief for a second, but don't worry, that disbelief only lasts for that 1 second, because right after, the gamer instincts kick in, and he chooses the hardest difficulty. Why, you ask? Because he's a gamer. After getting isekai'd, he's greeted by two people, an old guy and Eminem. After the old man explains everything to our main character that he already knows, our main character makes an interesting observation about the whole situation. That in the room, there appears to be a girl. After our main character tells them everything he knows about what happened, which is only the sinkhole bit, amidst all that, he gets again a prompt in front of his face to choose his weapon and is transported to the armory. As a pro gamer, he starts analyzing what type of playstyle he's gonna go for, treating it like your casual MMORPG, but an MMORPG with your life on the line. After intense analysis, he just went for the average sword and shield, and gets back in the same room he was in before. Again, the old man starts to explain other stuff to him like his inventory, his stats, the community tab, and the time till the start of the tutorial. And our main character makes another banger of an observation. It's just like a video game. Even though I'm pretty sure everyone already knew this. Shortly after, they start introducing themselves. The old man is an office worker, Eminem seems to be a student, our main character, a pro gamer. Mind you, Eminem seems to be a fan of gaming, and he suddenly had a change of heart when he heard our main character's profession. And then the girl seems to be just a weeb, to be honest. They all decided to train themselves before the tutorial starts to work as a group. Within less than a few hours, our main character already catches feelings for the only girl he's probably ever seen. And let me remind you, the only interaction they've had so far are during the introduction and now. After all that training, they're finally ready. But as the time finishes and it starts, they find out very quickly that the team training was all for nothing, since everyone has to complete their own floors. But luckily, it seems that they can go back anytime they want to spawn for healing. The catch is that they have to go back to the challenge within 24 hours, or they are forcefully put in. To test it out, our main character returns to spawn, and also the weeb. The weeb asks our main character for a favor, which is to teach her games when they both come back, and also learn more about each other. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what this is called a death flag. Our main character goes back to the level and starts trying to complete it. Within 5 minutes of starting the level, he gets 2 passive skills, just by thinking and concentrating. What a pro gamer. Then another 5 minutes later, he gets his leg blown by an arrow. What a pro gamer. But from enduring all the pain of getting hit, he gained pain tolerance and hemorrhage resistance from all the blood loss. He almost dies, but with the power of love and friendship, he pulls himself to the portal. After he makes it through the portal, he automatically gets healed because all injuries are healed within the spawn to protect people from hurting each other. After gaining composure, he decides to check the community tab and is shocked to find out that only one person is alive in the hell difficulty, which is only him. He gets depressed for a while, but then finally resolves himself to continue. After getting in the second time, he prepares himself for the arrows. He already knows where a few of the shots are targeted, so he memorizes their pattern. But ultimately, he still gets shot and starts thinking about going back to spawn. Fortunately, he levels up, and when you level up, you recover automatically. He also suddenly gets a message saying that the god of adventure has taken interest in you. After all that, he suddenly decides to start running fast. And he was running so fast, in fact, that he was evading every arrow that is shot. To the point that makes you question, why was he even struggling in the first place? After 28 days of getting shot, running for his life and recovering, he finally was able to reach the final boss. He finds a bath and decides to take rest in the water, which turns out that it heals him. Then he finally decides to go for the boss level. The final boss is basically an automatic crossbow that's across from a lava pool. He starts running and trying to avoid the arrows, but from how hot the lava is, he starts to get burned. An arrow shoots his shield and breaks it, and he still continues to get shot by more arrows. And as he's about to give up, the power of love and friendship kicks in again. and it propels him again back into action. With one last jump filled with desperation, he swings and breaks the crossbow, finally finishing the first floor. Right after that, he's greeted by vast green fields and distant mountains, and a person, or more accurately, a bunny person. The bunny introduces herself as the administrator of the hell difficulty. She introduces him to the shop and also gives him advice on clearing the second floor indirectly by telling him what to buy. After all that advice, he asks her for one more question, which is answered by silence. He decides to accept it and continue on the next floor. The next floors are all very thrilling and have a sense of puzzle to them sometimes. It gets more fun the more floors he goes up by, though in the middle there's an arc that's a little bit confusing and might take you out of the story a little, but afterwards it continues being fun again. The art most of the time is enjoyable and so are the characters, but personally the biggest reason I like it is because of the mystery factor, which makes you wonder and think about the world of the story. And also I feel like the story is building up to the point that he finally exits the tower, because something is also happening back on Earth. Also, the manhwa currently has a little over 90 chapters. I recommend it to you if you're a fan of the system or fantasy setting. Also, if you want to check out recommendations before I make a video about them, or even recommend me something to read, you can visit the website AHFax.net. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe for more. Also, comment your opinion down below. That's about it. Thank you.